Look around. Most people spend their entire lives trying to fit in. They dress like everyone else. They think like everyone else. They follow the same path, chase the same approval, and live by the same rules. And then they wonder why their life looks exactly like everybody else's. But let me ask you something. If you were born to be average, why does average feel so uncomfortable? Why does something inside you keep telling you that you're capable of more? Why do you feel restless when you're settling? Why does your mind keep imagining a bigger future even when your current reality looks small? Because deep down, you know the truth. You were not built to blend in. You were built to stand out. The problem is that standing out comes with a price. And most people are too afraid to pay it. They want success without criticism. They want greatness without sacrifice. They want respect without earning it. But that's not how life works. The moment you decide to be different, people start talking. The moment you start chasing a bigger goal, people start doubting. The moment you refuse to live an average life, people suddenly become experts on what you can and cannot do. That's the cost. And most people back down, not because they lack talent, not because they lack potential, but because they cannot handle being misunderstood. Think about it. The people you admire today were once laughed at. The people who changed their lives were once doubted. The people who built something extraordinary were once told it would never work. Every person who ever stood out first had to stand alone. And that's where most dreams die. Not in failure, not in hardship, not in struggle. They die in the fear of judgment. Because human beings crave acceptance. We want people to approve of us. We want people to understand us. We want people to support us. But if you're waiting for everyone's approval before you chase your dreams, you're going to wait forever. Some people will never understand your vision, and that's okay. It wasn't given to them. It was given to you. Stop expecting people with small goals to understand your big ambitions. Stop expecting people who quit on themselves to believe in you. Stop expecting comfort from people who are terrified of growth. Your life is your responsibility. Your future is your responsibility. And your potential is your responsibility. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is going to hand you greatness. Nobody is going to build your dream for you. You have to do it yourself. That's the truth. And the sooner you accept that truth, the sooner your life changes. Because the moment you stop trying to fit in, you start becoming who you were meant to be. The moment you stop seeking approval, you start building confidence. The moment you stop following the crowd, you start creating your own path. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Hard work is uncomfortable, but so is regret. The difference is that one creates a better future. The other destroys it. Every day, you have a choice. Blend in and stay comfortable, or stand out and become extraordinary. One path is easy. The other is worth it. Most people think standing out is about being louder. It isn't. Standing out is about becoming stronger. Anyone can talk. Anyone can post quotes. Anyone can tell the world what they're going to do. Very few people actually do the work. And that's why the world is filled with dreamers, but starving for achievers. The truth is simple. Your future does not care about your intentions. Your future only responds to your actions. You can spend years telling people about your goals, or you can spend years building them. One creates attention. The other creates results. And results will always speak louder. Right now, there are people living lives they hate because they became addicted to fitting in. They followed the crowd into mediocrity. They followed the crowd into excuses. They followed the crowd into comfort. Now they wake up every morning wondering where the years went. Don't become one of them, because time is moving whether you're ready or not. The clock does not slow down for procrastination. The calendar does not pause for self-doubt. Life keeps moving, and every day you either move closer to the person you want to become or further away from them. There's no standing still. You're either growing or shrinking, building or breaking, advancing or retreating. The world may tell you to take it easy, but easy has never built greatness. Easy never built strong minds. Easy never built strong bodies. Easy never built successful businesses. Easy never created legends. Everything valuable requires effort. Everything meaningful requires sacrifice. Everything extraordinary requires discipline. That's the part nobody wants to hear. People love motivation, but they hate discipline. People love the idea of success, but they hate the process required to earn it. And that's exactly why most people stay average. They quit when things get hard. They quit when results are slow. They quit when nobody notices. They quit when the excitement disappears. But winners keep going, not because they're special, not because they're lucky, because they understand something others don't. Success belongs to those who keep moving after motivation leaves. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can work hard for a week. But can you work hard when you're tired? Can you work hard when nobody believes in you? Can you work hard when the results haven't arrived yet? That's where your future is decided. Not on the days you feel motivated. On the days you don't. The days when you want to quit. The days when you want to sleep in. The days when excuses sound reasonable. Those are the days that separate ordinary people from extraordinary people. You don't need more talent. You need more consistency. You don't need more luck. You need more discipline. You don't need another perfect opportunity. You need to stop wasting the opportunities already in front of you. Because the harsh reality is this: nobody owes you success. Nobody owes you a dream life. Nobody owes you anything. If you want a different life, earn it. If you want respect, earn it. If you want freedom, earn it. If you want greatness, earn it. The world rewards effort. The world rewards persistence. The world rewards people who refuse to quit. And every single day is another chance to prove that you're one of them. The question is not whether you have potential. The question is whether you're willing to suffer long enough to unlock it. Because potential means nothing without action. And action is what separates those who blend in from those who stand out. There's a version of you that most people will never meet. A stronger version, a wiser version, a disciplined version, a fearless version, a version that wakes up early when everyone else is sleeping, a version that keeps working when everyone else is making excuses, a version that refuses to quit when life gets difficult. The question is simple. Are you going to meet that version of yourself? Or are you going to spend your entire life wondering who you could have become? Because one of the greatest tragedies in life is unrealized potential. Not failure, not rejection, not mistakes. Potential wasted, years wasted, opportunities wasted, dreams wasted, all because someone was too afraid to become different, too afraid to be judged, too afraid to leave their comfort zone, too afraid to stand out. Don't make that mistake. Comfort has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Comfort tells you that tomorrow is a better day to start. Comfort tells you that you have plenty of time. Comfort tells you that one more excuse won't matter. And before you know it, years have disappeared. The dream is still a dream. The goal is still a goal. And your life is still exactly where it was. Meanwhile, someone else started. Someone else took action. Someone else embraced the struggle. Someone else became who they were meant to become. Not because they were smarter. Not because they were more talented, because they were willing to do what others refuse to do. That's it. That's the secret people keep searching for. It's not hidden. It's not complicated. It's work, relentless work, consistent work, uncomfortable work, the kind of work that nobody applauds, the kind of work that nobody sees, the kind of work that happens when the cameras are off. Because greatness is built in private before it is recognized in public. People see the victory. They don't see the sacrifice. They see the success. They don't see the sleepless nights. They see the confidence. They don't see the years of self-doubt that had to be conquered. They see the result. They don't see the process. But the process is everything. The process is where character is built. The process is where discipline is forged. The process is where ordinary people become extraordinary. And if you're serious about standing out, you have to fall in love with that process. Not the applause, not the recognition, not the rewards, the work. Because there will be days when nobody notices your effort. Days when nobody praises your progress. Days when it feels like nothing is changing. Keep going anyway, because the strongest people are not driven by attention. They're driven by purpose. They're driven by vision. They're driven by the person they know they can become. Stop measuring your growth by what other people think. Measure it by who you were yesterday. Are you stronger than yesterday? More disciplined than yesterday? More focused than yesterday? More determined than yesterday? If the answer is yes, then you're winning. The crowd may not see it yet. Your friends may not understand it yet. The world may not recognize it yet, but none of that matters, because real growth happens long before anyone notices. And one day, all those silent victories will become impossible to ignore. One day, the discipline will show. One day, the sacrifices will show. One day, the hard work will show. And the same people who doubted you will wonder how you did it. What they won't understand is that you didn't become successful overnight. You simply refused to quit when everyone else did. You kept building while others kept talking. You kept improving while others kept complaining. You kept moving while others kept waiting. And that's what made the difference. That's what allowed you to stand out in a world full of people desperately trying to fit in. Most people are terrified of being different. Not because being different is bad, because being different attracts attention. And attention attracts judgment. The moment you stop following the crowd starts questioning you. The moment you start chasing bigger goals, people start calling you unrealistic. The moment you begin changing your habits, your mindset, and your standards, some people become uncomfortable. Not because you're doing something wrong, because your growth reminds them of their excuses. And that truth makes people uncomfortable. You need to understand something. Not everyone is supposed to come with you. Some people are attached to the version of you that played small. Some people liked you when you lacked ambition. Some people were comfortable when you doubted yourself. But the moment you begin growing, they begin resisting. Don't let that stop you. A seed cannot become a tree if it remains buried forever. Growth requires change. Growth requires discomfort. Growth requires leaving old versions of yourself behind. And sometimes it requires leaving certain people behind too. That's not cruelty. That's reality. You cannot become extraordinary while protecting every comfort that keeps you average. Something has to go. The excuses have to go. The laziness has to go. The procrastination has to go. The fear has to go. The victim mindset has to go. Because every excuse you keep is another chain holding you back. And the longer you carry those chains, the heavier they become. The harsh truth is that nobody is coming to unlock your potential for you. Nobody is coming to force you to become disciplined. Nobody is coming to make you consistent. Nobody is coming to save your future. That's your responsibility. Your dream belongs to you. Your goals belong to you. Your life belongs to you. So stop waiting. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for permission. The people who change their lives do not wait. They act, even when they're scared, even when they're uncertain, even when they're tired. They move forward anyway. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving despite it. Every successful person you've ever admired was afraid at some point. Every strong person once felt weak. Every confident person once doubted themselves. The difference is that they didn't let those feelings control their actions. They understood that feelings come and go, but actions create results. You don't become strong by thinking about strength. You become strong by doing difficult things. You don't become disciplined by talking about discipline. You become disciplined by keeping promises to yourself. You don't become exceptional by wishing for it. You become exceptional by earning it. Day after day, month after month, year after year. That's why standing out is not an event. It's a lifestyle. It's a decision you make every single day. A decision to choose growth over comfort. A decision to choose effort over excuses. A decision to choose discipline over distraction. A decision to choose purpose over popularity. And every time you make that decision, you move one step closer to the person you're capable of becoming. The world does not need another person blending in. The world already has enough people settling, enough people procrastinating, enough people making excuses, enough people wasting their potential. What the world needs is people who are willing to rise, people who are willing to work, people who are willing to lead themselves before they try to lead others, people who are willing to become the exception instead of another statistic. Be one of those people, because average is crowded, but excellence has room. Look at your life honestly, not the life you talk about, not the life you imagine, the life you're actually living, your habits, your routines, your standards, your daily actions, because that's where the truth lives. Everybody wants extraordinary results. Very few people have extraordinary habits. Everybody wants success. Very few people are willing to live like successful people before success arrives. That's why most people stay stuck. They want the reward without the sacrifice, the confidence without the struggle, the victory without the battle. But life doesn't work that way. You cannot plant nothing and expect a harvest. You cannot waste years and expect greatness. You cannot keep choosing comfort and expect an extraordinary future. Your future is built by what you do repeatedly, not occasionally, repeatedly. One workout won't change your body. One productive day won't change your life. One good decision won't transform your future, but thousands of good decisions will. That's how champions are built, one disciplined choice at a time. The problem is that people underestimate small actions. They think success requires one massive breakthrough. Most of the time it doesn't. It requires showing up again and again and again, when it's boring, when it's difficult, when nobody is watching. Because consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. And consistency is difficult, not because the actions are hard, because repetition is hard. The mind craves excitement. The mind craves shortcuts. The mind craves instant rewards. But greatness demands patience. Greatness demands repetition. Greatness demands that you keep moving forward even when progress feels invisible. That's where most people lose. Not at the beginning, in the middle, when the excitement fades, when the results are slow, when the journey becomes repetitive. That's when average people quit. And that's exactly when exceptional people continue. Understand this. The person who wins is not always the most talented. The person who wins is often the one who stayed in the fight the longest, the one who refused to quit, the one who kept improving, the one who kept showing up, while everyone else disappeared. Success is not reserved for the lucky. It's earned by the persistent. Every morning, you wake up with a choice. You can keep making excuses, or you can make progress. You can blame circumstances, or you can take responsibility. You can complain about your life, or you can build a better one. Nobody can make that choice for you, and nobody can live with the consequences except you. Years from now, you'll either thank yourself or regret yourself. You'll either be proud of the sacrifices you made or haunted by the opportunities you wasted. You'll either become an example of what's possible or a warning of what happens when potential is ignored. That choice is being made right now. Not someday, not next year, today, with every action, with every decision, with every hour you spend. Because your future is not being created in one dramatic moment. It's being created in the quiet moments nobody sees. The moments when you choose discipline over comfort, work over excuses, growth over stagnation. Those moments seem small, but they change everything. And if you can master those moments, there is no limit to what you can become. Because the truth is simple. You were never meant to live an average life. You were never meant to spend your years blending into the background. You were never meant to watch other people chase greatness while you settle for less. You were built for more, but wanting more is not enough. You have to work for more, fight for more, sacrifice for more, and earn more. That's what separates those who stand out from those who disappear into the crowd. As you listen to these words, remember this. Your life is not a rehearsal. You do not get unlimited chances. You do not get unlimited years. Every day that passes is a day you never get back. Every hour matters. Every decision matters. Every action matters. The future version of you is being built right now. Not tomorrow, not next month, right now. The question is simple. What are you building? Are you building discipline or excuses? Strength or weakness? Confidence or doubt? Momentum or regret? Because every choice leaves a mark. Every choice moves you somewhere. And whether you realize it or not, your habits are voting for the person you will become. If your actions don't match your goals are just wishes. And wishes have never changed lives. Action changes lives. Commitment changes lives. Discipline changes lives. There are people out there right now who started with less than you. Less money, less knowledge, less opportunity, less support. Yet they kept going. Not because they had some secret advantage. Because they refused to surrender. They refused to let circumstances define them. They refused to stay where they started. And that's the mindset you need. Stop asking if it's possible. Ask if you're willing. Because almost everything becomes possible when you're willing to work longer, stay focused longer, and refuse to quit longer than most people. The world doesn't reward potential. The world rewards execution. The world rewards people who take action while others hesitate. The world rewards people who keep moving while others keep waiting. And right now, somewhere, someone is working. Someone is improving. Someone is becoming stronger. Someone is building the future they want. The question is, will you join them? Or will you keep watching from the sidelines? Will you keep making excuses? Or will you finally make a decision? A real decision. A decision that your future matters. A decision that your goals matter. A decision that your potential deserve a chance. Because deep down, you already know what needs to be done. You know the habits you need to build. You know the excuses you need to eliminate. You know the work you've been avoiding. You know the actions you've been postponing. The answer isn't hidden. The answer is work. The answer is discipline. The answer is consistency. The answer is becoming the kind of person who does what needs to be done whether they feel like it or not. That's how people stand out. Not through talent alone. Not through luck. Not through wishing. Through relentless effort. Through sacrifice. Through discipline. Through refusing to settle. So stop shrinking yourself to fit into places you've already outgrown. Stop lowering your standards to make other people comfortable. Stop hiding your ambition because someone else is afraid of theirs. You are not built to blend in. You are built to stand out. You are built to create, to grow, to improve, to become more than you were yesterday. But that future is not guaranteed. You have to earn it. Starting today. Starting now. One decision. One action. One step at a time. And years from now, when people look at what you've built, they'll think it happened suddenly. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it was built through thousands of days of effort, thousands of moments of discipline, thousands of choices to keep going when quitting would have been easier. That's what greatness is. That's what standing out is. Now go prove to yourself what you're capable of. And if this message connected with you, if it challenged you, and if it reminded you of the person you're capable of becoming, consider subscribing to the channel so we can continue growing together. If you found value in these words, leave a like so more people who need this message can find it. And in the comments, share the goal you're chasing or the obstacle you're determined to overcome. Not for validation, not for attention, but as a commitment to yourself. Because sometimes one decision, one promise, and one step forward can change the direction of an entire life. Keep working, keep building, keep moving forward. And never forget this, the crowd blends in, the exceptional stand out,